let me put it straight, the day El-Rufai decides and is able to galvanize the opinion molders in the north to zero down on a P2B, for instance, as the candidate, that will be the end of the Tinubu administration.
All right. On this planned coalition, and we have heard the response from the PDP Governors Forum about this coalition. They don't want it. They say, look, come and join us. We are not joining you to win. Come and join the PDP.
That's because the PDP governors, their preferred candidate for the next election is President Bola Tinubu of the APC, because of Southern solidarity. The bulk of the governors in the PDP are from the South. One of their own is in power. They can work against one of their own. It's not possible. In 2003, AD didn't feel the presidential candidate because of Obasanjo. That is the nature of Nigerian politics. When Adu also became president in 2007, a number of AMPP governors then moved into the PDP. So married his daughters. Two governors actually married his daughters to have a good footing in the PDP. It has always been like that. Now, talking about the coalition, it is still too early to predict what the outcome of that coalition will be. But I can give them some tips.
Okay.
You see, El-Rufai has a grouse against the president, a legitimate grouse, because he worked for the president. Hate him or love him, he has something, he has a basis to be angry. And he has been working assiduously to undermine the president, particularly in the Muslim north, where he's like the Khalifa to Buhari. He's like the brain box of the Muslim north. But let me give him a tip. If he really wants to see the back of the president, let me tell you for what he will do. And I think they may be on the path to really achieving that. Let El-Rufai convince the Muslim north. If he's able to do that, I know he can, he has the capacity, to look towards the south for a candidate to support, specifically the southeast. Let me put it straight, the day El-Rufai decides and is able to galvanize the opinion molders in the north to zero down on a P2B, for instance, as the candidate, that will be the end of the Tinubu administration.
Do you agree with that analysis? That if truly El-Rufai is fighting against Bola Tinubu, and if he endorses Peter Obi, and also sway the vote of the Muslim north in Peter Obi's favor, then Bola Tinubu will be defeated. Do you agree with that? I mean, we know the North have 19 states. APC controls the majority of the northern states anyway. And plus the fact that NNPP is actually jumping ship and joining APC. But does El-Rufai have that level of political clout to be able to sway votes and mobilize people from the northern part of Nigeria to vote for Peter Obi so that Bola Tinubu can be defeated? I mean, it is an analysis. It's just an option or pathway towards 2027 victory against Bola Tinubu. But let's break it down and watch this to the end. And if you're meeting this content for the first time, like, share, and subscribe. And if you've been following us and you've not subscribed, please subscribe, like, share, and also recommend the channel to others. So let's break this thing down. Does El-Rufai have enough political clout to pull that sort of weight? So let's take this assumption. El-Rufai endorses Peter Obi. Abubakar Atiku does the right thing by being a statesman and says, I'm not contesting anyway. I've tried, God knows, since 1992, I didn't succeed. So now I think it's past my time. So I will also endorse Peter Obi. Then because El-Rufai is with SDP right now, SDP says to Peter Obi, we're going to endorse you. And we're going to work with you as part of the coalition so we can defeat this Bola Tinubu administration. Now, these are all scenarios anyway, and they are all condition of and, A and D, so that we know that it is not an and or thing. It's just this is what the condition will be. Do you assume that this is going to play out right? I mean, I'm not writing on Moyele Shore, but based on 2023 electoral decisions and votes, his numbers were very, very low. So, but He will play a major role too in this sense. But in order to beat Bola Tinubu, considering the fact that PDP governors are all, signing towards supporting Bola Tinubu, if this scenario plays out, do you think that Bola Tinubu can be beaten? Considering the fact that we still have INEC compromised, judiciary compromised, the police, the law enforcement compromised. And these are all the apparatus that were used to rig the last election. Well, INEC did the rigging. They moved some of those results to the police station, and then they changed the results and then uploaded the changed result as it's been alleged. And then judiciary then confirmed everything and say, you know what, Bola Tinubu still won regardless. So that's why I said these are the parts they used to rig the last election. But based on the analysis this man gave, do you agree that Bola Tinubu can be beaten? If El-Rufai endorses, and it's true that El-Rufai is literally at odds with Bola Tinubu, if he endorses Peter Obi, do you agree that this is something that is possible? Would they be able to defeat the APC? By the way, first of all, let me just ask this question to everyone. Is El-Rufai a mole or spy within the SDP for Bola Tinubu, such that they use him to win the next election and then they didn't give him the ministerial post that was meant to get earlier in 2023? Or this their fight is something that is for real? Is there something we're missing? Because we know it's been alleged that the APC and Bola Tinubu always send in spies to go into other political parties. What do you make of that idea? Is it really something that they're really bickering, they're really fighting? And if Bola Tinubu calls them and says, let's have a conversation, would they not come have that conversation and they can sort their problem out? So again, I ask, so with all these coalitions we're talking about, if this happens, if Atiku steps aside, if SDP coalesces with Labour Party and El-Rufai goes ahead and endorses Peter Obi and then goes to the north and say, we got to vote for this guy, this particular person will help us solve our problem, bearing in mind that there will be concerns about the second time because the North wants to go back to power after 8 years of the South. What do you think will give? But by the way, do you believe that El-Rufai will play a significant role in 2027 election? He did play a good role for Tinubu to win, but do you think he will play a big role? Because this is saying, if you're looking at the permutations, you're saying El-Rufai is a big wig and he can play a big role. I mean, I know the people of Southern Kaduna, especially for the persecution they faced under the leadership of El-Rufai's governor in Kaduna State, which he didn't resolve. They will have their own misgivings about it. I mean, as a matter of fact, Nigerians have their misgivings about El-Rufai. But if he's able to pull this off, if this is a scenario that could work, will you say sins are forgiven? After all, people carry their sins to APC and APC washes their sins with the blood of APC. So would Nigerians be able to say that for this that you've done for us, we forgive you? What do you think? What do you think? Do you think is a big factor? El-Rufai is a big factor for 2027? I just want to know from you. So let us know in the comment section what you think, if you think El-Rufai will play a very big role in the 2027 election. And if you think, if he decides to work with Labour Party or SDP decides to form a coalition with Labour Party, another smaller party, and bearing in mind that the PDP is almost at its very end of life, or Bola Tinubu will be defeated? Let's have this conversation in the comment section. As always, if you're meeting this content for the first time, like, share, and subscribe. If you've been following us and you've not subscribed, please do so. But remember, this clarion call for change that we're making is for the betterment of Nigeria and for all of us. Let's don't play with it. Our lives depend on it. Our future depends on it. God bless you and catch you up later. Bye-bye for now.